What makes some companies sell so easily while others fall behind? The answer lies in something few people realize: consumers' mental behaviors. Ignoring this can cost you dearly. So, if you want to find out how these psychological forces influence sales and how to use them to your advantage, learn now about the two mental behaviors that few professionals know about, but that make all the difference in all types of business. And if you can work on these two pillars, this could be the game changer your business needs. So let's go. Behavior 1. Earlier adopters and late adopters. Who is your audience at the right time? Who are earlier adopters? Earlier adopters are initial adopters. In other words, those consumers who embrace innovation almost immediately. They like to try new things and are willing to take risks to be the first people to test a product or service that has just been launched. After all, very few people know if that product is really good, if it will work, or if it has a fair price. For these customers, being the first to have something is a status. They are the first in line when a product or service is launched. Furthermore, they may believe that because they are the first, they have privileged access and can influence the decisions of future consumers. For example, the iPhone, when Apple announces its launch, huge lines often form at the brand stores. Or those consumers who buy other technological products before they even have many reviews, or who try out newly opened restaurants, or even when a new sneaker is launched. Who are late adopters? Late adopters are the opposite. These consumers prefer to wait. They want to see concrete proof that the product or service works. In other words, other people have already approved it and that the investment is worth it. These people are more cautious, but no less important. After all, they often represent the majority of the market. Most consumers prefer to have opinions from other people who have already tested a product or service and be sure or secure that the purchase will be worth it. But why is this important for your sales strategies? When launching a product or service, it is essential to understand what stage you are in the consumer adoption cycle, because focusing on the wrong audiences can lead to wasted resources and frustrating results. For example, if you're introducing something new to the market, investing heavily in convincing late adopters may be ineffective because they need time to accept changes. On the other hand, underestimating early adopters may cause you or your business to miss the opportunity to create an initial group of enthusiasts who will help promote your product or service. So, how can you use this to your advantage? First of all, you need to understand your business goals and which strategy is best suited to achieve them. With this in mind, it is important to understand that you need to consider different paths for early adopters and late adopters. In the case of early adopters, create an aura of exclusivity for them. For example, offer early access to a select group. Create launch campaigns that highlight the status of being the first to have access to the product or service that will be launched. For late adopters, prove your value to them. For example, after winning over early adopters, collect testimonials and usage data to present concrete evidence of success, or create educational content such as videos or articles that demonstrate the benefits of the product in action. Another possible path is to invest in strategic influencers. Many early adopters trust influencers to make quick decisions, and a good partnership can accelerate their acceptance. This is very common today and usually brings great results. However, keep in mind that it is very important to work with these two types of consumers because early adopters create the hype. In other words, it is the collective excitement surrounding something new and innovative. It creates a sense of anticipation and desire as if that product, event, or service were indispensable. Therefore, we can say that hype works as social validation. If a lot of people are talking about or wanting something, the perception of value increases, especially among early adopters who love to be ahead of trends. As for late adopters, they bring scale. In other words, they represent the majority of the market. Unlike early adopters who form a smaller group that is more focused on novelty, late adopters enter the scene when the product or service has already been validated, tested, and widely accepted. As such, they are more cautious consumers who prefer to invest in something safe, proven, and widely recognized. This mentality can make them buy in greater volume and consistently, providing the exponential growth needed to reach their sales scale. In other words, while early adopters help build the initial hype, It is late adopters who ensure sustainability and massive profit in the long term. Therefore, knowing how to balance your strategies between these two audiences is essential. And out of curiosity, do you consider yourself an early adopter or a late adopter? Right here in the comments. Behavior 2. FOMO, the fear that drives purchases. What is FOMO? FOMO stands for fear of missing out. In other words, it is that feeling of anxiety that people have when they believe they are missing out on a unique opportunity. For example, it is the force that makes someone buy tickets to a show before they sell out, or take a course because the spots are almost full, or even buy a product on sale for fear that it will run out. Thus, in the modern world, where social networks feed the desire for belonging and status, FOMO has become one of the most powerful psychological triggers in sales. But why is FOMO so effective? FOMO activates the instinct of urgency and scarcity in the human brain. When we realize that something is limited or exclusive, we enter a quick decision mode so as not to miss the opportunity. Thus, it is the same logic behind promotions with countdowns, limited stocks, and waiting lists, for example. How to apply FOMO in your strategies. It all depends on your goals and business moment, but now we will give you some of the most used ways, such as 1. Create scarcity. Use phrases like last units, limited stock, or offer valid for 24 hours, or offer exclusive bonuses or discounts for early buyers. 2. Create real urgency. To try to illustrate this, use a timer on your sales page to indicate the time remaining in a promotion, or set clear deadlines and stick to them. Don't extend promotions, as this can reduce the credibility of your campaigns. 3. Show demand. Show social proof, such as 150 people have already purchased today, or 10 people are looking at this product right now. And share testimonials from customers who took advantage of the opportunity and are satisfied. 4. Create exclusivity. Launch limited editions of products, or offer special invitations to events or VIP lists. To try to illustrate big brands that work FOMO into their strategies, we can cite a classic example of product launches from brands like Apple or PlayStation. The limited number of units, or the great communication effort about the launch that will revolutionize the market, creates great expectations on the part of consumers. As a result, it generates lines and a lot of movement, stimulating FOMO even more among consumers. Anyway, these were just a few examples, but if you want to understand even more about this behavior, write FOMO in the comments. If you get a lot of comments like this, we will develop a specific video on this topic. And why can't these behaviors be ignored? Many companies fail because they ignore consumers' mental triggers. They create incredible products, but they don't know how to communicate their value or create emotional connections. By understanding and working with the concepts of early adopters, late adopters, and FOMO, you or your business can plan more effective launches, avoid frustrations with lower than expected sales, create a sense of urgency that moves your customers to action. As a result, increases your sales and also the brand perception with your consumers. However, always remember, understanding the minds of consumers is not just a differentiator, but a necessity for anyone who wants to grow in a competitive market.
We hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to know more about how to set up and manage your own business, visit our YouTube channel where we have several videos about this subject, and if you liked it, share this video with your friends and family to help them too. Thanks and see you next time.